Welcome to Class 2, Finding the Movement in Our Bodies. So to begin this class, we're going to start in a nice comfortable seated postures and just starting to tune into the breath and body, noticing how we feel right now. You can close the eyes if this helps you doing so. Today we're going to learn the lion's roar. With each exhale, I'm always telling you to let go of tension, and the lion's roar helps us do that a little bit more. So for the lion's roar, you're going to exhale, you're going to stick the tongue out and bring the eye gaze upwards. So we're going to inhale, and you can rock forward, hands on the ground with the exhale. Let's try that again. Inhale. You can also sit upright if leaning forward doesn't suit you. Let's go again. Inhale and exhale. We're going to move on to Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breath helps you tune into the body. We can start this by bringing the tongue to the back of the two front teeth, flexing the throat. And as you inhale, and like you're fogging up a mirror on an exhale with a dropping the tongue. Inhale, exhale. Good, try it with the mouth closed. Soften the face and shoulders. Continue Ujjayi breathing. Again, still exhaling out any last bits of tension, negative feelings, emotions, so they can be mental or physical tension, fears and anxieties. This next 30 minutes is just going to be about exploring your body through your breath and the movements that we're going to practice today. Couple more Ujjayi breaths here. Good. Let's start to rock forward, and you can bring a blanket or any cushioning you may need to be underneath the knees if you have sensitivity or arthritis in the knees. We want to make sure the wrists are directly underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. We want to squeeze the inner thighs together, pull the belly button up, and then push our chest away from the ground. Good, and then you're going to push and gently relax your chest towards the ground and push the chest away from the ground. This is going to help us release tension in between the shoulder blades. We want to keep the arms nice and straight, but not the elbows locked off as you're doing this exercise. You will feel a warming up in between the shoulders here. Make sure not to drop the belly or the rib cage, and we'll keep inner thighs squeezing together and belly buttoning up. Let's bring that left hand behind us, and then just pushing through the right hand, lifting and lowering the chest as slowly or as quickly as you would like today. Let's warm up on the other side, right hand behind on the sacral area, and then pushing through the left hand. Just moving as quick or slowly as you'd like again. If you need a little more time here, you can always pause the video at this time and work this exercise a little longer. But we're going to move on. We're going to reach the chest forward, push the tailbone back, keep the core engaged, and then you're going to rotate over to the right, right shoulder to right hip, eye gaze to the right, eye gaze back to center, and then left as you bring left shoulder to left hip. This is called the C curve. You're just going to do this a couple times, and this is going to help open up the rib cage and any tension down in the hip area. And from here, we're going to move on to cat-cow. Spread the fingertips wide, bend your elbows, and then rotate the elbows towards the rib cage and push through the palms. Squeeze the inner thighs, belly buttoning up, and then pull the chest forward. And the neck eye gaze moves down to the belly button as you round in the spine. Inhale, heart reaches forward, and exhale, rounding in the spine. And eventually we do want to kind of work with the breath, inhaling into what we call cow, and then exhaling into cat, which actually looks like a scared Halloween cat. Again, remember, squeezing inner thighs, belly button, and up. We're going to go further by dropping back into child's pose. And then inhale, you're going to pull yourself up into table. So this is just like cat-cow, but we're moving a little deeper by pushing ourselves back into child's pose on the exhale. Inhale, pull yourself up into table. Exhale, releasing back into child's pose. Let's do that again. Inhale, up table. Exhale, releasing back child's pose. And we're going to add a little bit more to this. Inhale, up into table. Exhale, curl the toes into the mat and jackknife up, down dog. Inhale, rocking forward, dropping the knees, squeezing her thighs, heart forward. Exhale, rounding in the spine and push back into child's pose. Inhale, table, leading with the heart, core engaged. Exhale, down dog. And this is going to start to pull in hamstrings, so bend the knees as much as you need to, especially if the heel doesn't release to the ground. Inhale, back through table, and release back into child's pose. Let's go back all the way up into down dog. So inhale, table. Good. Exhale, down dog. This time you're going to look forward, kind of shake it out in down dog a little bit. You can see here I'm stretching out, outside of armpits rotate into the heart. And then I look forward and I place that right foot forward to the outside of the mat and the left foot forward. Now if you don't have a mat, just make sure that your feet are about 3 feet apart. You're going to lift up and bring your thumbs onto the inner thighs and then lift up, shoulders on top of hips. Squeeze the inner thighs together, belly button in and up, and bring the arms to cactus, elbows in line with shoulders. Now from here, what we want to do is, even though we're squeezing the inner thighs towards each other, you want to push your knees outwards so the knee is on top of the ankle. And if you want to go further, you lift the big toes off the ground. That's good. Let's lift up, standing, and then rotate your toes towards each other, heels apart. Hands can be on the hips, and we're going to forward fold. And this wide leg forward fold is going to help open the inner thighs. Now, if you can't quite reach the ground, that's okay. You can bring your hands to your hips if you need, or onto a chair. If you want to go further, tuck the shoulders away from the ears, and then pull the elbows out to the side walls and forward, or release the elbows all the way onto the ground. We're all going to be at different places here, and every day is going to be different. Some days, the hands on the hips will help lengthen the body. To come up, you're going to bend the knees, push through the feet, and inhale all the way up to standing. Release the blanket off to the side. And then you're going to heel toe your feet all the way to hip distance apart, or a little bit wider. From here, we're going to do what we did the first class, which is that Tai Chi figure 8 with the hips and the hands, imagining that we're pushing a ball through the torso. You can make small or big movements with shoulders and hips here. Just getting in tune with the body. We're still warming up. Then we want to find Tadasana. So we heel toe the feet a little bit closer to hip distance apart. You want the outside of the pinky toe in line with the outside of the heel. Squeeze the inner thighs together, belly button in and up. Now, for the shoulders, we don't want to squeeze the shoulders together. We want to lift the shoulders to the ears and then drop them down. And then rocking back and forth from heel to ball of the foot. Notice that fingertips are engaged and reaching towards the earth. Breathe. We're going to move into chair pose. So how we do this is we squeeze the inner thighs together. Pull the belly button up, and as we sweep the arms in line with the ears, we're going to push the tailbone back, and then exhale, hands to the heart center. Keep the shoulders tucked away from the ears. Now, in this pose, the knees are in front of the ankles. We're squeezing in the inner thighs. Belly buttons in and up. And then now we want to go to more of a kinesiology. It's going to help with low back strength. You're going to rock back so the knees are on top of ankles and the heart's forward. Now you can bring the arms to cactus or keep the hands at the heart center. And just keep breathing, belly button in and up. You can even use that lion's roar to release excess tension in the body. Okay, you're going to bend the knees deeper. Inhale, shoot to standing. And then exhale, bring the arms back down and just find your balance in that left leg. come up onto the right toe and step the right foot to the outside of the left foot. Hug that left hip. Push the right knee to the back of the room. Hands can be at Anjali Mudra at the heart center. To go deeper, you're going to flex the right toe towards the right knee and push that right knee still to the back of the room. You can go yet even further by sweeping that foot above the knee. Now this creates a lot of tension. Another option is, again, foot to the inside of the calf underneath the knee. And to go even further to help with balance, you can bring the arms in line with the ears. So there's a lot of options here in our tree pose. Find what works for you today. Let's go to the other side. Root down through the right leg. Come up onto the left toe. And I like to wiggle out a little bit. Placing first the left foot to the outside of the right foot and just trying to find my balance, seeing how this side of the body feels, because one side is always going to feel different than the other. I give a soft bend in the right knee because we don't want to lock the knee out. From here, you're going to flex the toe towards the knee and push that left knee back as you lift up through the rib cage, and then kind of going wherever you did last time. So if the foot was on the inner calf, inner thigh, or above the knee on the thigh. Keep breathing easy. Keep your eye gaze at one unmoving point will also help with your balance. To go deeper, you can always close the eyes to intensify the experience. And that's always kind of fun. Let's release out of this side. Shake it out for a second. Find your Tadasana. We're going to move into Warrior One. So right foot's forward, and then the left foot's about 2 or 3 feet back. Notice that the hips are kind of at a 45-degree angle. So to make it easier, I'm going to heel toe the right foot out. And then the inner left thigh is going to externally rotate, root through the left pinky toe. And then I'm going to pull belly button in and up and pull left hip back, right hip forward. Push the right knee forward, and then arms in line with ears. And breathe here. So we want to stay rooted to the outside of that left pinky toe. Squeezing inner thighs together to feel the core engage and move downwards. We're going to try a lat pull down here. We're going to exhale, bring the arms to cactus. Pushing to the outside of the left foot, you're going to bring your chest in front of the hips, behind the knee. Okay, let's try that again. Inhale. Exhale, rocking forward about 45 degrees. Tuck the shoulders into the back pockets like a lat pull down. Inhale, stay here, arms in line with ears. Exhale, tuck the shoulders down. Good. Inhale, this time arms in line with ears. I'm going to push through that right foot and stack shoulders on top of hips. Exhale, rock forward, arms to cactus. Inhale, stay at that 45-degree angle, arms in line with ears. And exhale, tuck the shoulders down. And again, inhale. And exhale, belly button in and up. Slide the shoulders down the spine. Again, inhale, extension, shoulders on top of hips. And exhale, we're going to rock forward. We're going to do 2 this time. Inhale, staying forward in that 45-degree angle. Exhale, shoulders tuck, arms come to the side. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, tucking down. Good. This time, inhale, shoulders on top of hips and arms in line with ears. Exhale, straighten the right leg and step that left foot forward. Let's go the other side. Step that right foot back. Right foot's at a 45-degree angle. Inner right thigh externally rotates, rooting through the right pinky toe. Squeeze inner thighs, and then pushing that left knee forward, and then left hip back, right hip forward, belly button in and up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pushing to the outside of that right foot. We're going to rock forward, tuck the shoulders away from the ears, and come into your cactus arms. And then you're going to inhale, shoulders on top of hips, maybe rotating the elbows forward, arms up. Exhale, elbows come in line with the shoulders. We tuck back, squeezing the lats. Stay 45 degrees forward and exhale, tuck the elbows again. And then inhale, shoulders on top of hips, arms in line with ears. Exhale, rock forward, 45-degree angle. Inhale, stay forward, arms in line with ears, still engaged through that right leg. Exhale, pull it back. Let's do that again. Inhale. And exhale, elbows tuck, shoulders tuck. Inhale, shoulders on top of hips and arms in line with ears. Exhale, straighten that left leg and step it forward. Shake it out. Breathe here. Good. So we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. We're going to work on our pelvic tilt today. A lot of times when we have a lot of chronic pain, we start to kind of go into an unawareness in our abdominal muscles. So notice as you're inhaling, you're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet onto the ground. And as you inhale, notice the spine's relaxed, kind of arching away from the mat. And then exhale, you're going to put your spine into the mat. And you'll notice that the spine flattens, the pelvic tilts, and the core engages. So just continue to do this. Inhale, relaxing the spine. And exhale, flattening the spine. Good. And just keep doing this. We want to warm up the low back. Now, if you have a block, awesome. If you don't, you can use a pillow, a rolled up blanket, anything that is at least 4 inches, anywhere between 2 to 4 inches wide. You're going to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. You're going to notice it's going to engage kind of the muscles underneath the belly button. And then you're going to exhale, flatten the spine in the ground, and notice how much stronger you feel. Inhale, keep squeezing the block and relax the spine. And then exhale, flatten the spine. And we're just going to continue to do this for a little bit. Finding the true awareness in the back. Now you can keep the block here, or you can bring the block to the side. I kind of like to bring the block to the side for this one. Squeeze inner thighs, push the spine flat into the mat. As you inhale, you're going to push through the feet and lift the hips up, and exhale, roll the spine back down. Now notice as you get to your mid to low back, again, inhale, arms in line with ears, hips are going to lift back up. Exhale, keep your arms in line with ears and roll the spine back down. As soon as the low back hits the ground, you're going to inhale, lift the hips up. And exhale, arms and spine come all the way back down to the ground. Let's try that again one more time. Inhale, arms on beside you, lifting the hips. Exhale, roll the spine back down. Inhale, arms in line with ears. Exhale, roll the spine back down. Inhale, hips lift back up. Exhale, arms and spine roll back down at the same time. Hands hit and low back hits at the same time. Inhale, hips lift. Exhale, spine rolls down. Inhale, hips lift, arms in line with ears. Now keep your arms reaching away from the knees as you roll just the spine down. Arms stay in line with ears. Then we lift the hips again, and hips and arms come down. Now if you're having a hard time with that mid to low back area, you're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet. Okay? Cool. So we're going to do a double leg Apanasana, which is wind reliever pose. So you're going to inhale, hands behind the knees, and pull the knees into the chest. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, head back down, and exhale, straighten the arms. Inhale, knees into chest. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, head back down, and exhale, straightening the arms. Knees into chest. Exhale, forehead to knee, really rounding. Inhale, head back down, and exhale, straighten the arms. Knees into chest as you inhale. Exhale, forehead to knees. Inhale, head back down, and exhale, straighten the arms. Let's do that one more time at your own pace. Good. So now we're just going to take a moment and just notice how we feel. Let's bring the arms to T. We're going to go into a twist. You're going to exhale, squeezing our thighs, and just let the legs fall to the right a little, and then to the left a little. And we're not releasing the legs all the way down. If you need to, arms can come to cactus. Let's try that again. Exhale, legs to the right, hovering them off the ground, and then bring the left knee back to center and the right knee. Exhale, release the legs to the left, not all the way, and then use that right oblique to bring the right leg and left leg back up to center. So we really want to focus on the abdominals here. Going to one side and then using that. And if you're going to the right, using the left oblique to pull up, going to the left, and using the right oblique to pull up. And when we're doing this, I want you guys to really tune in to how the muscles in your abdominals feel, okay? I don't want you to go too deep where you have any pain. We're just trying to build oblique muscles up with this very gentle twisting motion. So this twist isn't for a stretch in the spine. This is actually a twist to engage and strengthen obliques. Now just make some circles with the knees. Let's massage out any tension we may have brought into the low back with that posture. And then let's go the other direction, maybe counterclockwise or clockwise, or the opposite direction you were just doing. And just really push the low back into the ground here and massage out that spine. Alright, so my favorite part of class, you guys, we're all going to roll over to the left or right side. Take your time here to come up. If you need more time, just maybe hit a pause button. But we're going to go with the legs up the wall now. So you're going to get really close to the wall. Now, if you're far away from the wall, don't worry. Don't put your feet on the wall. Just wiggle back and forth and be patient. And eventually your hips will be up against the wall. Okay, another option is to sit right up against the wall and flip yourself where the legs are up the wall and spine's on the ground. Just take a couple moments here. You're going to squeeze the inner thighs. You're going to push that right heel into the wall firmly but gently. And you're going to pull that left leg away from the wall and make little circles with the left leg. And what we want to do is you want to feel the weight of the whole leg in the joint. Let's go the other direction with those circles on the left leg. If you need, again, a little bit more time here, feel free to pause the video. And then relax. Let's push the left heel firmly but gently into the wall. Pull the right heel away from the wall, and again, circles. Now notice my toes are flexed towards my head, and the ball of the foot's pushed up, and that's just so I can keep a little engagement and tone in the legs. And that way I can really feel the weight of that right leg in the hip socket. Some days I have smaller circles and other days bigger, so whatever, again, works for your body. This is a exploration in movement and how your body is moving today, and there's no right or wrong way your body's moving. Let's go into cobbler's pose now. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. On this posture, I like to clasp fingertips behind my head, just so that way I can really open up. The stretch here is on the inner thighs, and if you clasp fingertips behind the head, you can kind of get into a stretch in the lats and the chest area as well. So if you want to come back to Ujjayi breathing or lion's roar, I welcome you to do that. And just big breaths here. You can even move back into that yogic breath that we talked about in class 1. If at any point you get a little confused about lion's roar, Ujjayi, or yogic breath, you can just go to the free videos on my website, so that way you can kind of review it. I kind of go a little bit slower, take a good 2 to 5 minutes to explain that. All right, let's straighten the legs and move into figure 4. We want to bring that right leg up the wall, bend the left knee, flex the left toes towards the left knee as you cross the left shin across the right quad. Now if you want to go deeper, you can bend that right knee, slide it down the wall, but make sure the low back, the 2 sacral area and the hip, really stay on the ground. We don't want to be arching away from the ground. We want to allow the ground to support our spine. So all we're stretching in this posture is the left glute. Let's go the other side. Straighten that left leg all the way up the wall. And then you're going to bend the right knee across the right shin, across the left quad. Now, I'm a little tighter in this position, so as you saw, I pushed away from the wall, so I'm at a 90-degree angle with the knees. And I'm going to cross the right shin across the left quad here. So this is another option for you. Pushing that right knee towards the wall and just breathing here, letting go of any tension in the body. And if you need to go a little deeper, you can always go up onto that left toe. The only thing is that kind of brings in a little bit of tension in the body, so you know, maybe keeping yourself closer to the wall next time. Good, let's all scoot closer to the wall if you've pushed yourself away from the wall. If your legs are already up the wall, just go ahead and stay there, and this is where we're going to take our Shavasana for today. So if you need to, get up, set an alarm, anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. And if you have more time, 20 minutes to an hour, please do so. Thank you, and namaste.